Hey guys, it's Mrs. Pickett. I am back at you with another flip video, and today we're going to talk all about how we can add and we can subtract decimals. So this is really just building upon skills you already know, so we don't really need to spend a lot of time with adding and subtracting. However, if this is something that maybe you struggled with in 4th grade and even maybe in 3rd, this is definitely something you're going to want to check in on workshops with me this week so that we can really meet your needs as a learner. So we're going to just quickly jump in here, and we're going to talk about how we add and subtract decimals. So I'm just going to give you guys a problem, and it's 50 and 90 hundredths, and I'm going to add that to 26 hundredths. Now, what's most important about adding and subtracting decimals, this is the most important thing I'm going to say in the video. Make sure your numbers are lined up. I'm going to say that again. Make sure your numbers are lined up, because what happens is if your numbers aren't lined up, you're going to get the wrong answer. So I'm going to just show you really quick what happens with my problems. If I was going to add these two together, what's the problem? Hopefully you said that the 26 hundredths is not in the right place. So in order to make this look like we want it to look, we want to make sure that the 26 is lined up in the correct place. So I've got my 26 hundredths now. So a really great way to think about it is make sure your decimals are all in line. If your decimals are in line, then you shouldn't have any problems with your addition and subtraction. So now we're just going to add and subtract just like we would in a regular math problem with whole numbers. So I've got a 6, 9, 10, and 11. I know that I can't have an 11 in my tens place, so I have to regroup to get a 51 and 16 hundredths. Okay? Now, again, if the regrouping part is a challenge for you, that is something that you've talked about for several years now, so that's something that we'll work on together, you and I, if you're not understanding. So let's do another number. Let's say that we have 53 and 2/10, and I'm going to take away 51 and 79 hundredths. Now, as I go to line them up, I want to make sure, again, that my decimals are lined up in an order. So I'm going to say that 53.2 is first because it's my bigger number, and then I'm going to subtract 51.79. So what do you notice right now? You probably notice that we don't have anything sitting above the 9. So how am I supposed to subtract? What you want to do in this situation is you want to just turn that blank space into a 0. And then you can subtract and add just as you need to. So again, I need to regroup just to actually subtract. 3 turns into a 2. 1 turns into 11. 11 minus 7 is 4, 2, and then we have a 0. So my final answer is 2 and 41 hundredths. So what you're hearing me say in this part of the instruction is if you have a missing value, you're missing a number, just insert a 0 in there so it's easier to add and subtract. Okay, let's do 2 more problems really quickly. I've got 82 and 7/10, and I'm going to take away 5 and 59 hundredths. Okay, so I like to write my problems vertically for regrouping purposes. I'm going to say 82.7 minus, now remember, line those decimals up, we have 5 and 59 hundredths. So in order to make this an easier problem for me to understand, we're missing a number here under the 8 and here above the 9. So I'm going to turn both of those into zeros. Okay, and now I can subtract as usual. The 7 turns into 6 because I cannot take away 9 if I don't have any. The 0 turns into a 10. 10 minus 9 is 1. 6 minus 5 is 1. I need to regroup here because I can't take away 5 if I only have 2. 8 turns into 7. 2 turns into 12. 12 minus 5 is 7. And 7 minus 0 is 7. So my final answer is 77 and 11 hundredths. Okay? Okay, so I'm going to leave you there with this video. The two most important things that you need to know when adding and subtracting decimals are, 1, line your numbers up with the decimal, okay? That's super important. And insert a 0 for missing place values. And that's going to make adding and subtracting super easy, just like you did in the past, okay? Thanks again for watching. And your joke is, what do you get when you throw a lot of books into the ocean? I'll see you guys soon. Bye.